If you're young right now, I see you. I see you when I go out to eat because you're the waitress in the restaurant at the tanning club that I go to. Or I guess it's maybe not a club, salon, tanning salon. They're there and they're very unhappy. All the little girls that I run into that are young, sweet, beautiful little girls, and they are so unhappy with the world. And you can tell, some of them, it's obvious that they're unhappy. They have tattoos all over their body. They have stretched out their earlobes, and that can never be repaired. They put this septum ring in their nose that makes it looks like violence. So when you look at their beautiful, beautiful little face, you're repelled, and that's what they want, because they don't want you to enjoy their beauty, because they are so upset about the situation they're living in. They want you to be upset too. They want you to notice. And if you go out to eat, the waitress, and if you can just be as polite as you want, and she will say something ugly and cutting, and no matter what, because they don't want it to be a pleasant experience, because they're not having a pleasant experience. And it is this whole woke mind virus, and most of them are caught up in the virus themselves. I mean, they don't know what else to follow. They're kids, and all the media and everything is saying transsexuals, gays, everybody's, all white people are racist, which are the people that run the country. For the most, in the vast majority, they talk about, we'll have a work day with no women or no Mexicans. Well, we'll have one with no white men. I mean, the whole place would collapse. And that's why it's starting to collapse, is because these people are attacking all these white men who are really just trying to do their job and feed their family. And that's what they've always been doing. And it's tearing the whole thing apart. All of the gays and the transsexuals are running the whole ethos of the social spectrum for these children, when it should be prom and heterosexuality and about them. And they've been cast to the side, even though they're 90-something% of the population, and they are the only population with a hope of moving us into the future, because they are heterosexual. That works. It heterosexual couples learn from each other because they're opposites, not to mention the fact that they can have offspring. I mean, the other communities are destined to fail if they try to establish anything with themselves at the head. It's just silly. They are mistakes that nature makes, and nature makes mistakes all the time, and they are mistakes. And we all have an element of mistake in ourselves, but some people, the mistake that they carry is so large that it makes them unable to fit in with society. And we have, through our hopes of making the world better, allowed these people to rise up and run the whole show, and they don't care if they tear it apart, because they never fit into it anyway. We have to start looking at the kids and start bringing them back to reality, and start saying no and ignoring all this other stuff and telling the media that we're not going to tolerate it. And I have already had a life. I'm old, and the world was running pretty good for most of my life, and I am degenerating now at an increasingly, steady degree, and it's just going to get worse, and it's over for me, basically. But the kids, we got to fix it for them and for the kids after them, and just for the future. But if the kids want to have a future, they need to start looking at this, and we need to bring as many of them as we can on board, start telling them to bully these people back into their place, so we can get heterosexuality back in the forefront, and get civilization moving again, because this is a nightmare.